You guys wanted it, now I'm giving it to you. We got some Catan being played today. We are playing ranked, Colonist ranked. For those that don't know, because I really haven't told too many people, we are doing a new channel and rebrand. Without going on a complete off tangent, I am someone that has probably changed their username or what they were referred to by online probably half a dozen times now. Ladies on Broadway was the name that I have gone under for probably 5 years now, but we'll go over that a little bit more later. Let's just focus on the game for now. But as always, I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are in the world, and we are going to jump right into this one. We are playing as red, no chat, no hat, in the second position here. I think my pick is pretty clear. I have a very juicy 396 available, and I'm just going to grab that. I think, honest, if you go 9-5-10 here, you're not looking terrible. You have decent playable outs, which as you see, blue snaps this immediate. I'm okay with either, but the wheat port and 3-1 potential for this spot is insane. Owning a red number in the corner is traditionally very good for your game. The other idea that I'm really thinking of, like obviously 9-5-10 here meshes with more picks, but 10-4-8 should go next. They more than likely combo this. Actually, if I'm fourth, what I love doing and Orange's position is going 8-4-10 and 3-11-10 and then expanding to the 8 here, 3-8 desert. If this is something that we see Orange opt to do, I will be incredibly happy. But they instead opt to go 11-9-10, which I think clusters it a little bit more. They're hoping to expand to the 6-2, which is fine. I mean, it possibly gets it blocked less. What is not cool, though, is they're going to be gunning for the 8-3 as their first priority, which is fine. We don't necessarily need the 3-1. I think if you were to ask me between 9-5-10 and 6-9-3 in second, you could go both ways. But traditionally, when the wheat is as rare as it is, I actually see this pick going a lot of times in first, but I also respect the 8-5-10. I think 8-5-10 is a little bit weaker as a first pick, but the thought process is you get 6-11-12 as your worst case scenario. Now we have a bit of a fun decision to make. I'm actually heavily considering 12-5-6 here and expanding to the 9-12, which kind of leaves the 5-4-11 as the out for black. They might not like that idea, because it does congest them to the middle of the board. Secondarily, if we don't want to race for this port, 6-11-12 is another fun idea. We kind of just go to the 11-4 3-1 because we'll be overproduced. Kind of a fundamental main problem here is we're going to be making a lack of coordination here. We're going to have too much wood to go with our wheat, and because they're both 6s, there is a decent chance they don't roll at a consistent ratio. I think on average, people probably do 6-5-12, build to 9-12, and double it. I'm going to go 6-11-12 to 11-4. There is a decent chance that 11-4 gets placed outright, but I find it far more likely that they will go 6-5-11 or 5-4-11. So that is what I am hoping for. I really hope they don't take 11-4. If they do, that makes our game pretty difficult. But the idea is we know that we're going to lose the port to orange here. The port is not really mandatory for our game. Really what we want to do is get this 11-4, city the 3-9-6 as quick as possible. Yeah. And I recognize like 6-5-12 probably makes a lot more sense on paper. It's higher production, significantly higher sheet. The risk and fear that I have is when we lose this inevitable 3-1 port, it makes our hand very stuck with sheep and wood. So I understand if this pick looks confusing on paper. First act war crime. Man, this is high, like, okay, I won't say high elo, but this is above average elo, and people are already getting kind of pissy. Black is just robbing you for the Brits. I'm not going to get involved in chat unless I have to. People get very emotional for little to no reason. But yeah, the reason why you get hit there is they're looking for a Brit to rob. And they did pull it as they dropped the road, so Good information. Blue's setup is pretty nice, which is the main advantage of going 9-5-10. You get on a wood spot, you can expand to the 3-8. We have a good hand here of wood. What we want to be doing here is I'm going to go wheat for 2 wood, possibly. If that doesn't bite, I'll very much do a wheat for 1 wood. Blue accepts. This is good because it gives them insurance, so we know we can squeeze the 2 cards, and then we're going to drop the road this way. This hopefully lets orange know we're not racing them, but the idea is we have to get on this 11-4 as quickly as we can. Yeah, I unfortunately need to prioritize that as an expansion spot because wood is going to be a dead card throughout the course of the game. And that's kind of why a lot of people would say the 6-11-12 is a misplay. I do think that 6-5-12 to 9-12 is strong on paper. The main issue, like I keep reiterating, is there is a, I'm going to actually snap on that as well. There is a significant chance that we end up losing access to a port. A 12 rolling there is so funny. Hopefully we don't roll a 7. I now just need to get a brick or another wood to perform the 4-1 settlement. 12 is great though, obviously. Okay, let's see if we can get a wood trade. Wood is in so high demand that I feel like I could do a sheep instead if you're able to do both cards. So I don't think it makes sense for me to, I see the idea here. I'm okay with this. I'm going to take that. Kind of pushing blue to be a little strong here. But we just roll 12s and 6s all day. Oh. Yeah, now we stop trading for wood. But the idea is because we don't make brick, we have to prioritize that as an expansion spot. And now that we have a 3-1 down, we probably get robbed here. Orange always throws it on the 6, not because it's a good block, but because it hits all 3 parties. I actually think the 5 sheep for them is a better block overall, but a lot of players, especially on ranked, will just make a what they deem as fair block. Now they're going to be trying to extort black. I don't think they should say yes. Hopefully we don't get robbed though, because the sheep is very rare. So I do think like the 2-2 is kind of steep for us, but it's fine. The idea is like kind of making someone else to be a threat. There you go. Orange says they're going to solo block black. So that is a common issue. It's like black's the only one that makes the common resource, but because they make a lot of wood themselves, they never really need to trade brick. The only other good brick is the 10. So that's why the flexibility of our setup is okay, because even though it is a lot of garbage cards, the frequency of cards is pretty good. Try to throw orange under the bus here. They have to hit the 9 unless they're soloing something. Did they increase the time for the robber? Oh man, extortion in ranked is just annoying. Extortion is not legal in tournament play, and I find that it's become a detriment to the scene because you have stuff like this where I get pinned on the 3 and it's to give someone a trade, probably to give himself a city. So it's an inefficient block and an inefficient trade. That's why extortion is just really bad. I'm honest there when I call them out. That's a very poor move to make. You give them a city and get me solo blocked on a bad spot, but it's fine. I'm going to see if I can city trade here. Although I should reword what I wrote, but that's how I rationally feel in the present moment. I'm fine buying a dev here too. Like, orange should be snapping on this trade. But whatever, that's fine. And I pull a VP, I love it. Alright. We're gonna go road here, and there goes the 3. Yeah, you can't make it up. Blue already has the strongest position, and you're gonna give them a city just so that you don't get hit 1 time on the 9. For a 50-50 pull, by the way. That's what the odds were. Yeah, nobody is a threat. Like, black is gonna take way too long to set up here. I'm gonna ask for a second card. Yeah, I mean, good joke, sure, but I'm pinned. For 2-2 here for the 2 brick settlement. You should ask for 2-1. There you go. Who never does that? They're trying to ask for road settle. I can't complain though. We're getting very fortunate rolls. I think I might have probably should have ported my wood there. But if I can get the settlement on 6, I will be slightly less irritable. Really, the tricky part is getting the city down. Hopefully we don't toss a 7 and we have good odds here. Yeah, I can just do that. It's settle for settle, assuming I don't 7. There you go. I will throw this trade out there so we can spend as little cards as possible. Orange on paper should accept that, but black does tit for tat. Because we can roll a 6 into a 7 out, I think porting for an ore makes sense here. Our setup is now very versatile. Obviously, I'm complaining like a punk in the chat, but that's what Catan is. And if I really wanted to, I could have plowed orange here, right, realistically, but it's probably not what we need. We just need to get the city on 396 and then buy non-stop dev cards. And we're only waiting for a 9 or another 6 for that to happen. Our numbers have overrolled, I will admit, right? We pull a VP, which it is what it is for the VP, but we do not have that, sir. I'd be willing to give them wood here to help them pour. I think this makes sense for me, but they don't want that. It would have given them, I think, a 4-1. Oh, they're gonna embargo me? Okay, friend. I mean, I wasn't gonna plow you. Oof, we have city in hand, assuming we don't toss. Nice. That is huge. It is gonna get us gang robbed, but ATB can't really care. We're just pacing. Now I should get soloed on the 6. They probably hit 9, though. Yeah. I think that's a mistake, but we've also, like, not paced well at all, so we should be getting the next million robs, but 6 is also overperforming to such a significant degree. But it's more so a matter of us just pulling devs. This is really a 2-player game on paper between myself and Blue. Yeah, this should be blocked. I'm not even going to say anything. Porting for the city. I'm going to see if I can get a trade. Not. I'm okay with passing here as well. You know what I would do? What brick do you think I have, Blue? What brick is there? The brick that's on the 10 or the 8? I'm just being a jerk. It's fine. Yeah, I deserve all the robs that are coming. Realistically, what we just want is see, that would have been nice to have there. The 2 ore. We're just buying devs at this point, hoping we don't roll 7s and buying devs. I always do this trade. It effectively saves me 1 wheat. Oh. Even though I might be giving away a point trade here, it's fine because hopefully it doesn't get me soloed on the 6. Perspective-wise, you know, it's all about framing, right? Like, black does have a scary setup, but I just don't want to be the clear leader because determinately what I do now is I just buy devs. So we're just going to do that and pass. Though blue's going to be mad. Black had 0 cards. It's not like I decided to rob you. We do lose the wood, though, which is good, right? Blue is also the only one that can chase army at this point. Black will make a run super dash, but I think unfortunate. Nah, I'm just going to take the sheep from black. Sheep is not super common. I'm okay with this. Any sheep I can get is fine. RB. Yeah, no 10. I apologize, but that is what we are at. Unfortunately, the 6 rolls here, and I don't have a knight to defend myself. I am very good at pulling non-knight cards, for those that know me. I'm not even going to bother trying to trade, because that is not something this table really wants to do, and I will buy 2 dev cards. That is going to make my hand a little bit stuck, so I'm going to drop a road build up. Gives me potential to possibly double play. I mean, this is just a interesting game as far as rolls. We've had quite a few 6s, 3s, 11s, and has not hit, which is very tragic. But the best they can do is hit me on 6. Unfortunately, blue plays after me, so there's an argument that I don't even block blue, but they should be smart enough to hit me regardless. I love this block, though, by orange. If I wasn't hunting army, I wouldn't even move it, because the 6 wood is, yeah, I was going to say, the 6 wood does nothing, boss. What sucks, though, is we're not going to win army. I think I do have to rob orange, though, and they are going to be upset about it, but it is what it is. I got to go for my pulls, see if blue has a knight. They should have a knight on paper. There you go. I think we can pivot to a road game, realistic. I mean, I'm still going to be pulling regardless. On paper, I should outpace them. It's kind of like I just buy knights, build 1 road, and win with a 6. But fundamentally, the table wants blue to hold army while black gets road, and orange is kind of a dead player. But I have the settlement spot being open as a option, as an out. There we go. We have another dev in hand, unless orange has mono. Yeah, I'm okay with you rolling a 7. Pros and cons of pre-knighting here. See, I could take this, but it's just a city trade for a road, right? It doesn't really make sense on paper. We're gonna give them a city for 2 bricks. But, I mean, I get it. Blank's production is pretty incredible here. I think I just take this trade though. I'll even offer, I was gonna offer 2 cards there to snipe that trade. Okay, they are going for the road settles, that's fine. I'm gonna do this even though on paper, I think most people probably don't. And then I feel like this makes sense as a block here. Yeah, so I can city, but what are my pros and cons here? I don't think I need to city. If I city, it's just more production when I'm at the point of just being solo blocked every turn. Realistically, now I can go city and 1 road. I don't even need the army because I pulled the VP, right? So we need 1 on block 6, and then we win 1 road and a city. We give up on the army race. 3 knights, no army. I think a lot of players would just spam the dev deck, but after you pull the second VP, you already have a win condition. Orange will, or excuse me, black will try to take road and will probably be successful at it, but we also have an out of city, settle city to win. It's not great, but I think we no longer care about blue. Blue's only way that they can win this game is somehow sneaking longest road, so I think we have to switch but they could also be on 8 points. It's just them getting their 9th point is going to be a little bit tricky. Yeah, these trades are just too good. I would definitely rob black here, though, if I could. Okay, aggro knight. They probably just pulled another knight. Interesting. They're unblocking. That's fine with me. They want to unblock me and have me roll a 6 this turn. I would be super happy with that. Yeah, I'm with blue there. That's terrible. I win with the 6. I need to count, but I think the rob is just black anyway. Yeah, I think on paper, this just makes sense for me to do. And then I just dev, since I'm not going to get a trade as an action. Or alternatively, a 3-1 settle. I think actually 3-1 settle makes more sense, because then I just need a road to win. I pin black, see if blue plays a defensive knight. Yeah, there you go. I don't know, there's pros and cons. Like, getting the knight there would really suck, but pulling obviously a Year of Plenty or Mono would be good too. But we only need 1 road. Issue is that black just rolled a million roads there. But on the off chance they didn't have a knight there and we roll a 6, we just take the road to win. I think maybe buying the dev there makes more sense, but I am only a 6 off win, so black will have to take road here though. I don't agree. I think orange played this game really bad. Realistically, my way to win is double city now. Orange is playing very suboptimally. Oh, that is that's a stupid move to make. That is such a stupid move. Good game. I'm being toxic, but that's the truth. Can orange do? Now, obviously, no 10s is tragic, and 6 did overroll. But I'm trying to educate you. Red. It's currently that you're crying. Oh, wait. He said I'm not in a position. Hold on. I gotta throw out the comment. There's no way you got 26% over here trash talking. I'm nearly a 50% player. They want to complain, they can complain, right? I feel like we played this pretty well. Obviously not perfectly. The entire point I'm trying to make to black is, yes, they can be salty and say, if he didn't roll a 6, I could have won. But realistically, they use their entire hand of wood and brick to build the city, and the 6 is currently blocked. So how is black expecting to take longest road before I do? Yes, black's argument is, you only win on your turn when I pass with the 6. My argument is, you have a 100% chance to hold the longest road that turn, and a 100% chance to remove win for an entire orbit for all 4 players. You not doing that is a failure to defend your win condition. So their argument of you roll a 6, you win, you don't roll a 6, you lose, is not applicable. That is poor logic, because by the time the dice come around to me, I need 1/6 to win. The only way that they can build a road here is by rolling an 8, right? So it's the same argument. 8s and 6s have the exact same probability to roll. If we don't roll an 8 for the next 4 rolls and we roll 1 6, I win. If we roll um, a single 8 in the next 4 rolls, black builds a road to go to 9 points. Fair. But at that point, you're putting it up to a matter of 2 numbers and getting mad that your number wasn't the one that was picked. This is what differentiates a great player from a good player, is risk analysis. So black's move there, in my opinion, is to build at least one road, which guarantees no one can take road. Then, if they have cards left over, what they should be doing is buying a dev, because if we look at the dev card stats, they have 2 knights in the deck, 2 monos, 2 VPs, a yop, and a road builder. So if I have black's hand there, I buy 1 dev first. Regardless of what I pull, I drop the road to go to 8 points, and I pass my turn, right? You want to complain about the 6, let's use commonality, let's use math. You have a, what is this, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have a 25% chance to pull a knight and get mad, or you build a road, and you have a 75% chance to pull an action card that'll probably win you the turn within 2 orbits. Because then you have to look at my position. If I cannot win the longest road, largest army is already locked with 5 knights played. I have to then build 2 cities. The way that I win is option A. I get a VP and I city. Or option B, I pull a monopoly and I build 2 cities, or I get city VP with the monopoly. That is significantly slower with the robbers bouncing between the 6s. So black there made a kind of a big blunder, but if you're going to tell me that I am in no position to educate players, I unfortunately disagree with your hostility as someone that has very likely committed more time to this game than all 3 other players put together. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. This will be the first video of the channel. I am going to edit it down a little bit, and stay tuned for more. Shadesmith out. Take care.